Okay, what if everything you think you know about motivation is, well, just plain wrong? Seriously, what if waiting around for that spark of inspiration is the exact reason you feel stuck? In this explainer, we're going to flip the entire script on what it really takes to get things done.
I mean, we've all heard this, right? Maybe we've even said it. Oh, he just has no motivation. It's our go-to line when a friend is procrastinating, or, let's be honest, when we can't get ourselves off the couch. And yeah, it sounds simple enough, but it's actually a really deep and kind of damaging misunderstanding.
Because really, when you say that, what you're actually saying is, I don't get how their brain works. And this gets right to the heart of the problem. We jump to labels like lazy. But it's not a character flaw. It's just a fundamental misunderstanding of our own brains, our own neurology. It's like we're trying to find a light switch in a room that doesn't have one.
All right, so let's dig into that misunderstanding, this idea of the magic button. Because for most of us, that's how we're taught to think about motivation, isn't it? It's this special button you have to find and press before you can actually start doing anything.
I mean, that's the picture most of us have in our heads, right? Motivation is this on switch. You just wait for that sudden jolt of inspiration to hit, and then, and only then, are you going to start that big project or finally go to the gym. We treat it like some invisible force that has to show up before we're allowed to act.
But here's the absolute key takeaway. That whole idea? It's a myth. It's just not true. Motivation isn't the cause of the action. It's not the spark that starts the engine. And honestly, if you sit around waiting for it to show up, you could be waiting a very, very long time.
Okay, so if waiting for motivation is a dead end, then what's the truth? If we can't just summon it out of thin air, where in the world does it actually come from? Well, it's time to completely flip our understanding of this.
And here it is. This is the big shift. Motivation, it's a result. It's not an input, it's an output. Think of it like a reward your brain gives you after you've done the thing, not the fuel you need to start the car. It is an effect, not a cause. Simple as that.
Just think about it for a second. When do you lose motivation? It's usually when your brain is totally overloaded, right? Your attention is all over the place. Now flip that. When do you find motivation? It's the result of being focused. It's the result of actually understanding what you're doing. And maybe most importantly, it's the result of having a system. Motivation is just the natural byproduct of clarity and structure.
So, this all leads to a really powerful idea. If motivation is a result, that means we can't just sit back and hope it shows up. No, we have to actively engineer the conditions that create it. We have to become the architects of our own environment.
So what do you do? I mean, that's the real question, isn't it? It's great to know that motivation is a result, but how do we actually put that into practice? What's the first step?
Well, you basically have two paths you can go down. Path number one is the easy one, blame. Blame laziness, blame a lack of willpower, but that's a total dead end. Or there's path number two, build. Stop blaming yourself and start building an environment, one where motivation becomes the natural, almost inevitable outcome. So how do you build this neuro environment? It really boils down to three key things. First, you need a program, a structured plan, something that removes all that friction of trying to decide what to do next. Second, you need support, some kind of framework, maybe people to keep you accountable and on track. And third, you need discipline. And that's just the simple commitment to taking action, especially on the days you really don't feel like it. And that last one, discipline. That brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful piece of this whole puzzle. It's all about changing how we think about that word, discipline.
Because here's the thing. Motivation isn't something you request. You don't wait around for it to be delivered. No, it's a side effect of discipline. You practice discipline, meaning you just do the thing, and motivation shows up as your reward. It's the awesome side effect of just being consistent. Action creates motivation, not the other way around.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. The question you should be asking yourself is no longer, how do I get motivated? The real question, the better question, is what system, what program, what tiny act of discipline am I going to build today to create the motivation I want to feel tomorrow?